Are you wanting to quit your job, but you're not quite ready to take the full leap yet? Then maybe you need to try quiet quitting. I've made a video on this before, my experience with quiet quitting, but today I specifically wanted to talk about how to quiet quit and my best advice for anyone who's considering doing this. You are still not ready to actually quit your job. You have not worked through those mindset shifts and brought yourself to terms with the idea of actually quitting. Then you are exactly where I was about 2 to 3 months before I actually quit my 9-to-5. So this is the right video for you then. How do you actually go about quietly quitting your job? How do you get the most out of it? And how do you leverage this method to actually quit your job in the future? The first step, in my opinion, is understanding your why. Why are you quiet quitting? Why do you not want to be in this job in the first place? Is it the field that you're in? Is it the actual job? Is it the company? Is it the hours? Is it the people that you work with? Is it the type of work you're doing within your field? Is it that you want to pursue your own business or figure out how to make money for yourself and this job is holding you back from that? Is it that you want to spend more time with your family? There could literally be 1,001 reasons why you want to quit your job and why you want to quiet quit, but knowing that why and actually physically writing it down is the most important thing you can do for yourself, because no matter what, whether you're quiet quitting, actually quitting, post quitting, you're gonna have doubts about whether or not you made the right decision. So if you have a statement you can go back to and read to see why you did this in the first place, you're gonna be in a much better place. Number 2 is to set an end date for quiet quitting. You need to figure out how long this is going to last. I personally don't believe that you can indefinitely quiet quit. And if that's what you're hoping to do, then you can just happily click off this video, because I don't think that's sustainable. I just don't. And if you are wondering why I don't think that's sustainable, then you can go watch my a million other videos about pursuing something that you actually have an interest in and working a job that you don't hate and you're not miserable in and just sliding your way through. But if you are on board with me, you agree that you don't want to indefinitely quiet quit, then set an end date, and also know that you might hardcore not follow that end date like I did. I said I was going to stick through my job until the end of 2021 and I quit in July of 2021. So I only got about halfway there, but it is what it is. But it's really important to set that end date, because now you are taking away the decision fatigue from the concept of quitting, quiet quitting, whatever. You're taking that out of the equation. Trying to make that decision causes a lot of stress and anxiety on the body. Not knowing if something is a yes or a no is exhausting for your brain, exhausting for your mental, exhausting for literally everything. You need to know when this is going to end and decide a date so that you have something in your head and you don't have to keep debating it. So once you have your why and once you have your end date, you need to figure out what your goal of this time is. If you're quiet quitting, you have an end date, you know why you're doing it, there's got to be some actions that you're trying to get done before the final quit date comes up so that you have something that you're focusing on while you're quietly quitting. At the end of the day, the purpose of quietly quitting is to separate yourself from the stress of your job so that you're able to focus your energy on other things, whether that's starting your own business, trying to break into a different field, going back to school. It doesn't matter what it is. You need to separate yourself from this career path or this future of being in your current job and be able to focus your mental energy after work on this new path that you're trying to head down in the future. I think it's extremely beneficial to focus on about 3 key things that you want to get through before your end date of your job. I'll just go through what mine were. My first one was to be able to have enough money saved up that would cover the rest of my lease term in the apartment that I was renting in Washington, D.C. That was my main financial stress that I wanted to break through before I quit my job. So I sat down, I calculated out the numbers, I did an estimate of how much money I would be able to make from gig work, which is what I was going to transition to after leaving my engineering job. And I figured out how much I would need to have saved up. And I made sure I also had a backup plan, which was my 401k, as well as my investment accounts. So I would never run out of money within the next year. And I actually was able to use the savings I had and make it through the entire year of my lease without getting into my 401k or my investment accounts. So I was really happy about that. That was my first goal. My second goal was to start growing my online business, which at the time I wanted to be a coach, which is still actually what I want to do, but my niche has changed quite a bit and I've gotten a lot more clear on what I actually want to do. But for me to do that, what was the most beneficial was to invest in a program, which I invested in Boss Graham Academy, which is Vanessa Lau's program, that talked about how to build a social media presence and become a coach online and promote your coaching services on a social media platform. Hers is focused on Instagram, which I was somewhat using, but also YouTube, but I needed to invest in something to start learning about this new business opportunity and what it would look like for me. And not only did I invest in this course, I also worked through as much of the course as possible before I actually left my job to start trying to validate if this was something that was actually feasible for me to do. And then my third goal was to figure out what other things I could do immediately after leaving my job and setting those up where I could make money. So for me, like I said a minute ago, it was gig work. So I specifically spent time learning about Instacart and also learning about Rover pet sitting. I set up my profiles. I got my background checks done. I had everything set up so that the first week after me leaving my job, I was actually ready and able to start doing those jobs and making money another way. So at the end of the day, my three things were save up a certain amount of money, start working on my online business, find an alternative way to make money after leaving my job. Once I had all three of those done, which I actually had done 6 months earlier, I just quit my job because I had already done all three of my items. They were all figured out. I felt secure, and so I quit. And it made it a lot simpler for me to actually reach that endpoint and feel comfortable quitting because I had marked all the boxes off. I had my why. I surpassed my goal for my end date by finishing 6 months earlier and reaching my 3 threshold points I wanted to reach to actually leave my 9-to-5. I've also made a video on things to make sure you check on before you actually quit your job, such as if your retirement fund is fully vested, making sure you're able to get any bonus money from your job and have that deadline figured out. So if you want to know things about that, then check out the video I have in the description that talks more about exactly specifics regarding your job that you'll want to consider before you actually fully put in your notice and quit. But that is it on how to actually quietly quit. I hope this video was helpful for you guys. If you have any questions about quietly quitting or you want to share your experience about quiet quitting, then leave it down in the comments. I would love to read more about it, but that is all I have for you guys in today's video. If you want to hear about my whole experience 1 year post quitting my job, then you should go watch this video next where I talk about everything that has happened and the positive transformation I've had since it has officially been 1 year since I left my 9-to-5 corporate engineering job. But that's all I have for you guys for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.